It's about that time. Everyone is also being mean right now to Bill Gates, who's one of our good friends. They're being mean to him because he doesn't want to share his vaccine patent with the developing world. Well, I mean, have you ever been to a restaurant and you're eating the chicken wings and you go, what is in this sauce? I've done this. And the waiter looks at you and goes, we could tell you. What's the funny joke? Do you know it? You don't know it.
Oh, if we told you, we'd have to kill you?
If we tell you, we'd have to kill you. Yeah. This is this guy's hot wing sauce. This is his secret sauce. This is his flavor of the month, mango habanero glaze sauce. And no, it doesn't get bottled up without his say-so. He could tell you, but he'd have to kill you. You think Bill Gates was sitting around cooking up this batch so that people out there could just take it and open up their own wing stands? We think not. And I understand it because you imagine a hot wing sauce. Imagine if it was a vaccine that could potentially save the lives of millions of people that are literally burning their bodies in the street right now. You would still say, hey, that's my mother's recipe. You can't take it. Let's read a little bit of this. Bill Gates under fire for saying vaccine formula shouldn't be shared with developing world.
Do you want to hear him defend himself here? We have a little clip of him.
Let's hear him defend himself because we are too critical of him. I have always believed this guy had no intentions except the best intentions for humanity. That's why he wanted to shoot a missile of dust at the sun, and why he went white water rafting with Epstein. But he is just about saving lives.
There's been some speculation that the changing intellectual property rules and allowing these vaccines, as you say, the recipe for these vaccines to be shared would be helpful. And do you think that would be helpful?
No.
Why not?
Well, there's only so many vaccine factories in the world, and people are very serious about the safety of vaccines. And so moving something that had never been done, moving a vaccine from, say, a J&J factory into a factory in India, that it's novel. It's only because of our grants and our expertise that can happen at all. The thing that's holding things back in this case is not intellectual property. There's not like some idle vaccine factory with regulatory approval that makes magically safe vaccines.
Right.
You've got to do the trials on these things, and every manufacturing process has to be looked at in a very careful way.
I'll answer the real answer. Play her question again, and I'm going to answer his answer.
Okay.
There's been some speculation that the changing intellectual property rules and allowing these vaccines, as you say, the recipe for these vaccines to be shared would be helpful. And do you think that would be helpful?
Listen. I don't even know what you think you're asking me right now. Okay? Here's the reality. There are these things called vaccines. They're tough to make. They're not made in a magical factory in the sky. Okay? They're made for profit in a factory where I walk around with a hard hat and I goose people. Gender unimportant. I just goose them. That's where they're going to be made. And if you want one, you can spend a little coin, okay? But other than that, we're not going to be letting you run around with our product all over the developing world. We do that. If somebody's pricking you in sub-Saharan Africa, that is us, okay? So let's be real clear about why I'm in this business. It's to make a couple of bucks. You think tech is good money? You think finance is good money? You know what's good money? The essence of all life. That's what I've decided. I got a little bored. At Microsoft. Where do you work? Microsoft, right? Yeah, I got a little bored there. Okay? So I decided my next business venture would be trying to control the essence of all life on this planet. Deciding how much of it there is and where it should happen. Okay? So I'm not interested in this isn't a potluck dinner where everybody brings a vaccine. This isn't a firehouse where somebody brings macaroni salad and somebody else, brings a fucking lasagna. This is a vaccine party and it's at my house. Okay, bitch? He seemed a little flustered kind of giving that answer. He didn't look as comfortable as he usually does giving that answer. Why doesn't he host SNL? What's with Elon Musk all the time? Get Gates to host SNL. Mm-hmm. Elon Musk clearly wants the spotlight. Let's not give it to him. Let's get Bill Gates to host SNL, and they could do a fun sketch about Bill Gates explaining to an Indian peasant whose entire family of 72 people has just been burned alive in the street why he can't share the vaccine patent. It'll be a laugh riot. I think so. Can't you see that sketch? Mm-hmm. Aidy Bryant and Bowen Yang dressed as Indian peasants crawling across the floor. Okay? Talking to Bill Gates about the vaccine patent. I can. And why not? People are up in arms about this. Bernie Sanders, what did Sanders say? Sanders was like, hey.
Sanders was staunchly against this.
Yeah, he wants to share the patents. Mm-hmm. Sanders is like a good moral man.
He is.
The huge concentration held by, last weekend, Senator Bernie Sanders called on President Biden to support international efforts to suspend patent protections for COVID-19 vaccines, arguing that they're artificially restricting the world's supply of vaccines and preventing citizens of poor countries from gaining access to a life-saving product. There's growing public support in America for Sanders' position. A petition signed by 2 million people was sent to Biden, urging him to back a temporary patent waiver for the vaccines. 60%. On the other side of the fence is Billy Boy Gates, who supports increasing poor countries' accessibility to the vaccines. However, you love that sentence? Yeah. On the other side is Bill Gates, who supports increasing poor countries' accessibility to the vaccines. However, Gates, the great global philanthropist. I mean, did Bill and Melinda write these articles and send them to the paper? Gates, the great global philanthropist whose businesses are based on intellectual property laws, argues that it's a bad idea to wait. This is the guy that they had to break up Microsoft because he wanted a monopoly. He had a monopoly. He wants a monopoly on your health. And when people like me said things like that, I was called names. Argues it's a bad idea to waive patent protections for COVID vaccines and share their formulas with the world for the sake of achieving a dramatic rise in their production and distribution. He said it's a technical matter. There's a limited number of manufacturing plants, and the safety of the manufacturing process is of the utmost importance. Hey, there's a limited number of places to do this, and we should keep it that way. How about trying to increase the safety standards at the Shut up! Sir, may I ask, could it be possible to increase the safety standards? Hey, fuck you! My question is just that I know you're concerned that there's not too many manufacturing plants. Could we build those plants, perhaps, and increase the safety standards? Get out of my face! We hope we hope that the patents are available. But, and this I truly believe, this is what I believe. If you are in India and you are 21 and you are healthy, I don't believe you should get vaccinated. Even if everyone you know has died, if you are in India and you are healthy and you take the right supplements and you work out and you eat a high protein diet, perhaps carnivore, if you eat only meat in India, which you can't, you're not even allowed to, right? Right. So if you're breaking the rules and somehow surviving off a carnivore diet and you are healthy and you are 21 and everyone you know is dead, still. And if your 21-year-old friend who is also healthy died, I don't think you need to get it. And I hope that's not a firestorm. I hope that's not national news. And I hope that Dr. Anthony Fauci doesn't respond to me at Tim J. Dillon on Twitter. But if he did, that would be fine too. I'm not just trying to get attention here. I'm not trying to get attention. A lot of people accuse me all the time, like, oh, you're trying to get attention. I'm not trying to get attention. I'm just saying that the podcasting world has made some news in the last week. I don't think anyone should get the vaccine, even if you're old and immunocompromised and you've had COVID and it almost killed you once. I don't think you should get the vaccine. I don't think anyone should get any vaccine ever. And if that's a national news story and my name trends on every social media site that's ever existed, then so be it. Because that's what I feel. Do you understand? So I'm saying that no one should ever get a vaccine. Okay? Ever, for any reason. Even if you are sick and you have asthma and you are 700 pounds and it's being offered to you for free, don't get it. At Tim J. Dillon, Instagram, Twitter, TimDillonComedy.com. Live dates are on the tour page. Merch is on the merch page. Okay? I don't want this. I don't want this controversy. Do you understand? I'm just saying I don't believe what's happening in India is actually happening. I believe it's fake. I believe they are faking this. Have you seen any actual body? I think they're just burning wood in India to get attention. I'm not trying to be controversial and increase my audience like that. What I'm trying to do is just converse. So what is happening in India isn't real, and you should not get the vaccine. Okay? Other things I've noticed. Trans child athlete. I'm kidding. I won't even for the joke. Even for the bit, we won't. Even though it's clearly an ironic bit, and many of my smarter listeners realize that, and viewers, we can't even, we can't even go because you know what'll happen. But Rogan he doesn't mean don't get the vaccine. What do you think he means?
I think he means that if the
don't be nervous. You're such a cuck.
He means if you're a healthy person who's not around other people should be like Fauci kind of agreed with him, right? With Fauci's comment in regards to Rogan, where he said if you're in a vacuum, then that's okay, then you shouldn't get vaccinated. Like Fauci did indirectly kind of agree with Rogan, right? With his statement. I'll pull it up. I'm not trying to do a non-answer here, but
I think Fauci was saying that he was disappointed that India would go to such great lengths to just try to get cheap vaccine from Billy Gates, an icon and a great man. What if this happened?
Okay.
What if Fauci showed up at Rogan's studio and smacked the shit out of him on air? Like, just beat the shit out of Rogan on air. We would all listen to Fauci. Fauci should fight Rogan in a Jake Paul style public spectacle. That's how to settle it. Fauci versus Rogan. Similar height, but different skill sets. And let's see what happens. The reason why, this is Fauci's quote, he said, is you're talking about yourself in a vacuum. You're worried about yourself getting infected and likelihood that you're not going to get any symptoms, but you can get infected and will get infected if you put yourself at risk. Well, we support everyone, and that's the most important thing. If we support all of the people out there that are doing all of the things at every minute, however you feel, whether you're a cop or you're a fat girl with a knife, whether you are Joe Rogan or Anthony Fauci, whether you are vaccinated or anti-vax, whether you are Bill Gates or an Indian peasant who desperately needs you to remove the vaccine patent, we support everyone. We support everyone in all of the things.